Hi there, good morning, Clocking the Gallop, folks, and welcome to our preview of racing today on this Thursday, the 7th of July. We've got racing out at the Vaal today. We've got 8 races carded, and the first race going off at 12:15 today, so it's an early start for patrons today. And not the most enterprising of cards today, or exciting card it is, because there's just mundane, a lot of maiden plates and a lot of races that are pretty thin with regards to form. I have had a brief chat to Neil Andrews, who's taken a break for this week. And him and I see the card pretty much the same way. He's got 1 or 2 additions to what I had to have for the day, but I'll run through the 8 races carded for you. It looks like a good day out at the Vaal. All the races to be run at the straight today. The going is good. The penetrometer 21. I'm just having a look here. No rain expected and a maximum of 22 degrees. And they've just had 6 millimeters of irrigation on the track, so nothing really to talk about with regards to the course. As I mentioned, all races run up the straight today. And just the one scratching on the card at this early stage at 8 a.m. on a Thursday morning, and that is from race 2, number 2, Brosnan, nicely named individual, out of the mare Miranda Frost, who is a Bond character, so hence the name Brosnan. Because of Pierce Brosnan, the actor. So scratch race 2, number 2, Brosnan. That's the only scratching. We'll run through the other changes as we go through the race. So let's go straight to our betting for today's meeting, and we'll go to the running of the first race of the day and have a look here at what's going on. Well, as you can see, the inspired money is for the favorite number 5, Lady of Power, who was at 12-10 and who's now at 8.5-10. She definitely caught the eye on debut. It is a clear jockey strike by trainer Joey Soma, moving from Julius Mariba onto Gavin Lorena now. She's a daughter of Master of My Fate, and she ran 3rd to Time for Orchids, who came out and ran on July Day, a very impressive race in a feature. So the form looks good. And funny enough, at the July Day, I bumped into one of her owners, Yaganer, who is the Power of 5 Syndicate's nominee. And he actually said to me before I even looked at the card that his horse was running on Thursday. In fact, I said to him that I see you had a nice horse running the other day. And he says, "Oh, can you believe she's running on Thursday?" And I said, "Well, she must win on her debut effort." And he says, "Yes, she will go pretty close." So we do like Lady of Power quite strongly to win this. Neil did say the 9 Silver Mensa worried him. I see that they put a tongue tie on her today because she did choke up in her first run and there was good support for her. So she does deserve a mention as number 9 Silver Mensa, but she has drifted from 2-1 out to 7-2, but they have put the tongue tie on number 9 Silver Mensa. On collateral form, Lady of Power is probably 2 lengths better if you use Time for Orchids as a line horse. There's 2 lengths to spare in Lady of Power's favor over Silver Mensa. So that's the way that we read that. In terms of the first timers, let's just have a look and see if there's anything to really chat about. I didn't think that the 7 Rowan's Dream was a sprinting pedigree. The 10 Spirit Princess, the mare won between 1,600 and 2,400. So I think she's looking for further. Then down to number 11, Strange Music. And I haven't spoken to owner Alistair Cohen here, who's got a share in the daughter of Erupt. But Erupt, as a 2-year-old season sire, has had 30% winners to runners. So I'll watch out for Strange Magic and see if there's anything happening there. But the mother, Samish Bay, is a half sister to Hero's Honor, who won the Derby. So again, you'd think that Strange Magic needs further. Number 12, Street Parade, I thought had the sprinting pedigree, so that might just be a lurker of the first timers. Street Parade, number 12, Muzieni aboard. She's a half sister to Matadora's Parade, who sprinted. And then number 13 on the card, Summer of Dreams, looks like she'll go further. The mother, Erna Moon, is the half sister to Cat in the Moon, who's the mother of Light of the Moon, who's done well over the further trip. So I didn't think that much would trouble number 5, Lady of Power, and it looks like that ahead of number 9, Silver Mensa, in the first race of the day. So let's go on to race 2, which is the start of the place accumulator. Here you can scratch number 2, which is Brosnan. This is a maiden juvenile plate over 1,200 meters. And any changes here? There are no changes to report apart from the scratching of the 2. Now, similarly in this race, number 4, Fort Lauderdale, who opened up at almost 3-1. I think it's 28-10. That 20-7 is near about. So 28-10 into 14-10. So it's halved in price. Now, again, Diego de Gavin, who rode this the first time out behind Clean Living. I was working at the course that day, and we all tipped Clean Living to win. And this was having its debut, was Fort Lauderdale. But Diego de Gavin did call me aside and said to me, Nico, this horse needs 1,200 meters next time and it'll win. And he was very confident. He said he's going to tell the trainer, Bar and Bush, it's the same thing. And obviously he's spoken in his ear and said, put this over 1,200 and it'll win. So who am I to doubt Diego de Gavin and his judgment, who sat on it first time out. So we reckon from the information that we've been fed that number 4, Fort Lauderdale, is another good thing to open up the card. In terms of dangers, let's look at the first timers first. Number 1, Brave Viking, is owned by a whole group of owners, including Jessica Motoong from the Kaiser Chiefs. Joey Soma trains, Julius Mariba rides. We think that might be more effective after having a run under the belt. Number 7, Prince of Pride, is a full brother to Top Wesselton, who was a bit more effective over a little bit further than this. And number 10, The Chosen One, the mother one over 1,600 meters, so we think also will want further. So we have to go to horses that have run before to pose dangers to Fort Lauderdale. Number 11, Time in the Woods. I rated probably about 7 points lower than Fort Lauderdale on my workings out. So that would equate to about 3 lengths or so. So that would probably be the nearest danger. I didn't think anything outside of those. Jimmy Don ran a fair enough first race, number 5, ran behind Brave Sue on debut. But I mean, I just don't know how that form's going to work out. So I definitely prefer Fort Lauderdale to those type of horses. Funny enough, I thought that with the blinkers on, number 9, Tartarus at 20-1 might improve for his owners, the Heversham Park and Nigel Riley. He's a son of Mufid, so they'll be screaming should this get any closer than 6.5 lengths like it did last time out. So again, very thin, and we think Fort Lauderdale will take a power of beating after Diego's comment to me last week or the week before that. Okay, let's move on to the third race. No changes in this maiden plate. It's up the straight 1,400 meters, and the favorite here, favorites here are number 1, Big 5 at 9-4, number 6, Johnny Dogs, the 2-year-old at 9-4. They are joint favorites ahead of number 2, Never Too Clever at 4-1, and then number 5, Bye Bye Birdie at 11-2. Well, Big 5, Simonga Khumalo threw everything but the kitchen sink to get it past Parker Getrix last time out. And he obviously said to Corbusru, put me on next time out and I'll try and win it for you. So they've kept the combination going on Big 5. So I think that's a definite runner. If you look at the course and distances, at 2 runs for a 3rd and a 4th. And with the July winning rider of Khumalo up, Big 5 has to go close of those that are well exposed, being 1, 2, and 3. Those are the most exposed runners. Bye-Bye Birdie, we tipped last time out to run a better race. That it did behind Meridius. And with the booking of Pierce Stratum today, he's looking to get his milestone mark of 5,500 winners, and he's had a couple of winners already, notably Kotanos winning on Tuesday. So this one is a definite runner at 11-2. I'd chuck that into everything, number 5, Bye-Bye Birdie. 6, Johnny Dogs. The question mark is going the 1,400 meters and only his 2nd start. He did run a fair enough debut. I'm not sure, though, not convinced. And then further down, the filly, number 8, Dame Twining, is well exposed, and she may just be running on. She's had quite a few runs, but she might appreciate going up the straight 1,400. So I will mention Dame Twining in my shortlist there. But I do think that it's pretty thin of the numbers that can win it. Strangely enough, I was leaning towards Pierce Stratum's mount, Bye-Bye Birdie at 11-2 ahead of Big 5, but I think those two will fight it out ahead of the two 2-year-olds that I mentioned. Moving on to race number 4, and this is a maiden plate at 5-2. It's over 1,400 meters. I'm just going to update the changes to see if there are any changes in the 4th race. No, I don't see anything here. So let's go to the betting. The favorite is the newcomer, number 3, Bless My Stars, a daughter of Give Me the Green Light. The mother was exceptional, Star Express. I think George Raganin owned her. He's a very good mate of Mike de Cox, and he owned this with Justin Snaith. She ran second in the Mallorca twice, actually, in a Group 1 event, did Star Express, the mother. Very well-bred filly, and you'll have to watch the betting support for her on debut. She comes from the Bang in Form Paul Peters stable, who, on that note, has now, I think, amassed more number of wins in a season than Justin Snaith did last season when he became champion trainer. So well done to Paul Peter. Warren Kennedy rides, and I think this has to be respected. Bless My Star, certainly on pedigree, is out of a top race mare, Star Express. Of those that have run, number 6, Green Bubbles, at 11-2, ran 9 lengths behind Emirate Gina, and I've worked out on that form line that she's a definite runner here. So I am not surprised of the support from 8-1 into 5-1. And I think that Stewie Pettigrew's got his stable in fine order. They had a winner on July Day down in Durban with Feather Boa. And I think that Green Bubbles is another runner here. And then further down, number 8, Queen Britannia. So the 2 11-2 chances get my ears pricked a little bit, because they do get a bit of weight allowance, especially Queen Britannia, because she gets the 1.5 kilos with the apprentice allowance of Pilasanda and Corley. Now, if you look at Queen Britannia and Mercurial Jet, who's at 7-2, Mercurial Jet beat Queen Britannia in their last runs by 2 lengths, but Queen Britannia finds herself 3.5 kilos better off for a 2-length beating, which certainly brings them closer together. I don't know why one is 7-2 and the other is 11-2, so I definitely put Queen Britannia into the race. I don't like this race at all. I think this race could be a potential upset result. So all of 1 Mercurial Jet, 3 Bless My Stars, 6 Green Bubbles, and 8 Queen Britannia deserve mentions. Probably leaning towards the Pettigrew horse, actually, Green Bubbles, as the likely winner, but Bless My Stars is well respected on the pedigree. Let's go into the 5th race, which is a maiden fillies and mares 1,000 meters at 14:35. In race 5, put a tongue tie on number 8, Nellie Bly, and put blinkers on number 9, Silver Clock. Now, Silver Clock has come in for support. Gavin Lorena rides, going back to 1,000 meters, and this is certainly her best trip. She opened up 3-1. She shortened into 22-10. So there's been some inspired money for number 9, Silver Clock. I think she probably, with Gavin Lorena up, and Gavin Lorena rides very well for Fani Broncos, would probably be the horse to beat. But I'm not ruling out Muzi Yeni's ride here, number 6, Heart and Mind. Now, she's very, very quick. And I don't know whether the first run flatters her, because that was on softer ground. She's found it particularly difficult the last 2 starts, and she hasn't gone the trip, but she's very, very quick. And I just have a feeling that Muzi Yeni is just going to click with this daughter of Vaal, and I think she poses a big danger to number 9, Silver Clock. So I made it between those 2 of the horses that have run. Of course, the newcomer, number 5, A Touch of Sugar, is very well bred. She's by Silvano. She's a full sister to Arissa and to Arabian Air. Both of those sprinted. So you'd have the feeling that A Touch of Sugar would come into calculations as well. And I'd be watching any comments from the stable with regard to her, and to see where she fits in. But certainly she has come up on the radar as a horse to follow. And with the comments in the front of the computer form from Ashley Fortune, the trainer, nice filly, but needs the experience. You'd have to feel that she probably isn't shooting lights out at home, but she's capable. So I made it there 6, 9, and 5 as the horses to follow in race number 5. On we move to the 6th race, another maiden at 3:15 over 1,000 meters. Here there are quite a few changes. Number 2, Captain Freedom, unshot all round. 3 Gone in Time. Alamite's in front, Unshot behind, and it's got blinkers on. Number 4 Blackburn Jet is an Alamite strike, so it's a gin strike. Has the full set of Alamites on that one. Blinkers and pacifiers on number 5 Duke of Fire. So there's a change of equipment there. Number 6 Tara Iti, tongue tie on and Alamites in front, Unshot behind. And number 13 Tanganga will have blinkers to sharpen him up. Tanganga number 13. Let's go to the betting. Have a look at what they've got here for us. 2-1, number 9 Faraway Winter, who was backed like it was past the post on debut and ran 4th. They've gelded this horse, was gelded shortly after its last run or its first run, and they've taken the tongue tie off. So quite a few equipment changes on the favorite number 9 Faraway Winter. Going to number 8 Spielberg. He's a son of Futura going 1,000 meters, so they brought him down in trip. I did speak to Neil Andrews, as I mentioned. He was worried about the horse coming down in trip from 1160 to 1,000. So he said that he was open to something else winning, although I quite liked Spielberg today at 28-10. I thought that that first run is good enough to win here. We definitely both like number 15, Varticus. Now, Varticus has got blinkers on for the first time. Muzzy Yeni rides, and I do like a lot of Muzzy's horses today. And I thought that was possible value at 7-1, number 15, Varticus. So for me, it rested between those 3, 8, 9, and 15. I'm going with the 8 Spielberg ahead of 15 Varticus, but Varticus probably is the value horse in the race. And then of the first time, number 11, Mayor of Maryvale, who's the son of Rafif. Again, the comment from the Fortune stable was nice horse and may need the experience. In fact, it's a very nice horse. So watch out for any betting support in number 11, Mayor of Maryvale. I think he needs further than 1,000 meters, but watch him run today and watch him go down to the start. Maybe make a note that if there's support for him, to include him as well in your bets. He's at 16-1, so there's not early support, which is not indicative that he's going to attract major support come race time anyway. So in summarizing that 6th race, we're going Spielberg and Varticus as our 2 horses to beat race 6. On we move to race 7. This is a fillies and mares 92 handicap over 1,000 meters. I think we've got quite a few changes here too. Number 2, May Queen has a compression mask. Number 3, Midnight Gem has blinkers and a pressure halter. And number 6, All of Me has a compression mask on. Those are the changes here. Well, both Neil and I were confident of the winner here, and we're both going for Rosara, number 8, as our horse to beat. 28-10 in the market. Muzzy Yeni again for Ashley Fortune. We like the booking of Muzzy Yeni. He's never ridden the horse before, and we think that Rosara, the favorite in the market, is the horse to beat. I made the nearest dangers, number 2, May Queen, funny enough, with Pierre straight him up. I like the way Pierre rides her. She's at 12-1. Look for a fair showing from her. And then number 6, All of Me, who's the second favorite at 7-2, always runs a good race. And Markov and Rensburg has been in some good form. But we're both on Rosara, and we think Rosara is our horse to beat in race number 7. Let's go to the 8th and last race. The fillies and mares 76 handicap over 1,000 meters, runs at 4:25. And just a quick update on the changes in the last. In race 8, number 3, Love Bite will race with a tongue tie on. And this is going for a hat-trick of wins. Not sure why they put the tongue tie on. Obviously, it's got a respiratory noise, but it won the last couple of times or the last few times without the tongue tie on. So I'm not sure the equipment change will do the trick there. But Fani Bronkhorst is really in some good form. Looking at the betting, it's wide open with the betting here. They're betting 5-1 the field. Love Bite is at 5-1. Fennec Fox, number 1, is at 6-1. 8, Stormy Lass at 6-1. 9, Veranova, 6-1. And 10, Rose for Trippy at 6-1. And then we've got our darling Samoa, number 5, at 11-2. Neil and I saw this differently. I like Samoa. I am going to be in the camp of Samoa with Gavin Larena on today from an 11 draw. And I think that for me, she's the horse to beat. So I'm going for Samoa to beat number 7, Feather the Nest, who finds herself at 7-1. And I made those two my two. And Neil agreed with Samoa as the roving banker. He wanted to add a number 9, Veranova, with Muzieni aboard, who's at 6-1. And he also wanted to add in the 2-year-old number 1, Fennec Fox, who is carrying 61 kilos. And he said, please add that into your play. So in summarizing the last race, I am a Samoa man today at 11-2. Neil is more a Veranova man at 6-1, but we both like Samoa. And then we added in numbers 1, Fennec Fox, 3, Love Bite, because she's in good form, and number 7, Feather the Nest. And that takes care of our racing today out at the Vaal. Apologies for doing this solo, but Neil couldn't join me today. But as I said, he has spoken to me and I've run through whatever he mentioned on the card. We saw the racing pretty much the same. Anyway, now tomorrow we've got racing out at Fairview. It's racing on the poly track. I'll be commentating tomorrow down in the Eastern Cape. And in fact, I'll be traveling down a bit later this evening. I've decided to go and spend some time with Neil Pretorius and his son, Devon, and with a couple of trainers tonight. So hopefully, come tomorrow morning, we'll have a bit more information from the likes of the trainers and all the connections down in the Eastern Cape, because I'm spending some time there later on today. We'll have Nino Podesta on the show tomorrow morning. So just for those of you that are looking out for the preview, it will not be tonight. We're scheduled that for tomorrow morning. And then I'll be chatting to MX along the line tomorrow as well. And maybe, just maybe, we might be meeting up at a breakfast place somewhere in the Eastern Cape in Gqeberha. And I'll take him out to breakfast because I think he deserves to go out to breakfast. So him and I will be chatting to you from the Eastern Cape tomorrow. He certainly has gained a bit of a reputation for tipping them down in Gqeberha. So thanks very much for joining us. That's it for our preview. All the best and have a good day's racing out at the Vaal. Let's hope that we crack it right again today. From the team at Clocking the Gallop, cheers for now.